Okay, guys, I want to go over a stock that was called in our letter play. And for any of you guys who don't know, if you go to tradingwings.com, you can go to our services tab and sign up for our free daily letter. And we have letter plays every day. Now, we have a set of criteria that we use for them to trigger, and some of it is posted in the room. Some of it is posted in the letter, and obviously you can find more of the specifics out if you were a room member. But let me just go ahead and go over this with you. GMCR was in our letter play post for Thursday. It was a breakout +1. And if you can see here in the chart, this is a daily chart, you can see that GMCR broke above this area here. So it was a breakout +1, meaning it was 1 day into the breakout. So that's how it was classified in the letter play. Now what we require is once it takes out the previous day's high, in this case it would have had to get above 46.98, we're going to look for an entry, a 5-minute buy setup to enter the trade. So now let's go to the 5-minute buy for yesterday or let's go for the 5-minute chart on yesterday for GMCR. And let me pull back to yesterday. Okay, so again, yesterday, GMCR, this is the 5-minute chart now we're looking at. Yesterday, GMCR had to get above 46.98. So you can see in this first bar here, we got over this area, we got well above 46.98. So there is the break. Now we're looking for a 5-minute buy setup. Let's see how it transforms. You can see here on this first bar, it did not have a 5-minute buy setup, but one of the members in the room said, hey, how about a 5-minute red bar ignored? So some of us played this 5-minute red bar ignored here. The entry would have been 47.24.25. Stop would have been under the red bar, and we use 98. Okay. Now, the very next bar, it comes in and you get stopped out, and it just needed a little bit more room. Now, our letter play says don't play any red bar ignore, just play the first 5-minute buy setup here. So if you just play strictly what we say, a simple conservative entry, look for the first 5-minute buy setup with some certain rules. In this case, these rules did come into play here and did qualify. This first 5-minute buy setup did qualify based on the rules that we have for this. And so let's see it pull back. Let's see what happens. It starts to pull back now. It's consolidating. Right here, now it's at the rising 20 MA. Now, there is the first bar. Here's the second bar, third bar. These are all inside bars, but this is pulling back. Now that we've got to pull back inside this, we call this an inside buy setup. Never took out this bar, but we call this an inside buy setup once it pulls back within the big bar. So if we get a trigger over this bar, the entry would be 47.05, and the stop would be under the low of that bar, which in this case is 95. Let's see if that happens. It does. So there's your trigger right now. 05 by 90, we'll call it 93. It's a 12-cent stop. So now let's see what happens here. And this is what's called in the room, and some people did take this here. Some people waited for the break above this area to take it. Now you can see it's starting to move up. It comes back in right away. Now, there were some room members in our room that actually got scared on this and sold right here when it came back in and sold near break even. They didn't make any money on this play. But the rules of this play are as long as it keeps making higher highs and higher lows in the 5-minute, you got to stick with it. In this particular case, GMCR yesterday had like a $2 void there. So there was plenty of room. So you cannot get scared out. You cannot get scared out of the market. The difference between a very successful trader, guys, and a trader who is breaking even or having trouble is that a successful trader fears more of missing out on a good profit than losing that 1R risk unit they're going to lose if the trade does not work. In this case, the traders that sold here when it started to come back in again because it just didn't take off, those are the traders that are still trading scared. And until you get over that, you're not going to be a really successful, profitable trader. So let's go ahead and move on. It comes in even further here. Now again, our stop is under 95, and the low of this entry here is 08. Comes down to 99. So now even further, almost stopping out here. Now this would be another entry. If it got over the high of this bar, it would be 47.25, and your stop would be under 08. It would be a bigger stop actually on that particular entry. And now it's going back up again. And now, since it came in and made a higher high and came up, now our stop is going to be moved, and now our stop is moved up to here. Now let's see what happens. It moves up further. Comes in again very strong. Could you take in some profits here? Absolutely. But the letter play says you don't. The letter play says you can take some profits here, but we wait for the 5-minute trend to break. So you're still in the stock. You're up 75. It comes all the way back again. But we know there's a $2 target. So can you take this and make 60 cents and give up the $2 target, and maybe risk 60 cents of profit? You absolutely can. But are you going to be a huge winner on this one? You're not. So let's see what happens. Comes down again. Looks like it's coming close to that. It doesn't get underneath it yet. And now it starts to move back up again. And it comes up again. Now, other traders that were still in this trade that didn't get stricken out here, they definitely took profits here. And there's no problem doing that. But if you held this thing to the end of the day, look what happens. The profits up here were around 47.60. Now it starts at base here, and it starts to come back up again. Keeps moving higher. Now it's at 48. 49 was the ultimate target. Gets all the way up to 48.35. Starts to come in again. And look at the big volume here. Could you take in some profits here? The biggest volume bar of the day, it looks like, when the biggest trade. Could you take in some profits here over 48 when this came in? Absolutely. Some people could have taken here. Now, the letter play says not to do that, but there's another place where it would make sense to take some profits. And right here, here's where the 5-minute breaks. Right here under 47.84, you would have anyone that took the letter play and played it the way we like to play in the room, you would have stopped out here at 47.82. You got in at 47.05. This was a 5-hour trade. This is the type of trades that happen all the time with these letter plays. It's a very successful strategy that we run in this room all the time. It's in our daily letter. You can subscribe to it. Now, guys, if you like this video and you like what you heard, please comment or give a thumbs up or comment. If there's things in this video you don't like or there's things you'd like to see in the future, please comment as well. I hope you like what you saw here, and we look to hear from you and hope you guys tune in the next time on our next video. Take care for now.